If you're just sitting around waiting to feel ready or waiting for your idea to be perfect before pursuing it, well, I can just hold your hand and tell you this gently. It's never going to be perfect, so you can just start pursuing it. Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx, recently made a post advising people to stop waiting until they are ready to take action. And this inspired me to make this video for people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, but they are struggling to get started with their business idea. So this is what she said. If you keep waiting around until you feel ready to do something, you will never do it. Feel the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt, and do it anyway. No one ever made anything revolutionary because they were ready. They changed the world because they were brave enough to accept that they never will be, and did it anyway. Willingness to learn as you go, making lots of mistakes, and always keeping your why at the center is the key to success. Focus on the customer. Always put others' needs and joy as you compass, and you will never stray off course. Now let's do a little story time. Back in 2020, I used to have an idea of connecting aspiring entrepreneurs in Cameroon to experts or entrepreneurs in Switzerland. I noted down this idea, and the only thing I did was to talk about it. I talked about it, I reflected about it, and yet I never made a concrete move to actually implement it. 2 years later, I met a friend who has now become a mentor. When we discussed this idea, the only thing he said to me was, just do it. I had no concrete plans and no clear strategy on how to implement the business idea, but I started anyway. Now that imperfect idea has now become a business innovation training platform connecting aspiring entrepreneurs in Cameroon to entrepreneurs in Switzerland, just because I started. Now to you. You may be waiting for your idea to be perfect before launching it. And let me tell you that the idea you have must not be perfect before you pursue it. Or it may be that you don't know how to start. You can start from anywhere, and in the next part of this video, I will explain some simple measures to help you get started with that idea. Or it may be that you believe people are not going to welcome your idea. You will never know until you start talking to people. And by talking to people, you will get to identify those that can resonate with your business idea and those that don't. So here are 3 simple steps to help you get started with your business idea. The first thing is start talking to people. I'm not talking about family, friends, or acquaintances. I'm talking about going out in the field to start talking to people who can resonate with that business idea. This is actually important because you need to deepen your understanding of the problem that your business intends solving. And you need to understand the problem from the potential customer's perspective. Your second move while talking to people is to think about the simplest way you can launch your business idea. Let me give you an example. During my bachelor studies, I had the idea of building an app that can enable Africans living in Switzerland to book hairdressers that can do their hair from the comfort of their homes. I discussed this idea with my teacher, and he asked if I could be the app, meaning that I will actually call the hairdressers, get their time slots, and then make arrangements with potential clients. So this is basically what an app does, but it's much faster. So what he was trying to tell me is to test the idea in a simple way before investing a lot of resources to build the application. So launching your idea in a small scale or a simple way will enable you to save resources. It would also enable you to quickly test whether the market is ready for what you want to offer. Now that you know how to launch your idea in a small scale, the next thing to do is to run some tests. At this point, focus on solving the customer problem. And remember that your idea doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to address that customer problem or their need. This is the only reason why they will want to pay for your solution. Are there other steps you want to add to what I just gave? Now, as you start implementing your business idea, even in a small scale, here are 4 things to keep in mind. So have an open mind and be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. It's important to know that what you actually thought was the customer problem may actually change as you go in the field. What you thought was important to the customer, that need or problem that you thought was important to the customer may end up not being so important. So be open-minded enough to adapt accordingly. The second thing is be ready to make mistakes. This is how you know that you're learning, and this is how you can actually improve. What matters here is not that you're making mistakes, but your ability to identify where you made a mistake and your ability to learn from these mistakes. The next thing to keep in mind is occasionally pause and reflect. This is sometimes very hard to do because we're always on the run, trying to work on our solution, trying to make the best of our product. But it's important to take some time, even if it's weekly or per month or after every milestone, to just sit and reflect on how far we've gone. What have you been doing? What mistakes have you done, and how can they be corrected? What are your next moves for the next milestone? It's actually one of the most valuable advice I got in my entrepreneurial journey. The last thing to have in mind is be agile. Agility means the ability to embrace change or to be flexible. Don't be stuck on your business idea or your perfect solution. Be ready to change as the market needs changes. I used to freelance for a startup. They started by offering quizzes that enabled people to read books. And over time, they pivoted like 2 to 3 times. And right now, they are offering skill enhancement courses through their platform. So what I learned there is that as an entrepreneur or as someone wanting to be an entrepreneur, be ready to embrace change and to adapt your solution as the needs of your customer change. I hope you found today's video useful. And I'm going to leave you with 3 words to enable you get started with that business idea. Just do it. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, to subscribe, and to share it with someone to help them on their entrepreneurial journey. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.